Hi guys, I thought today I would show you a video on how to do pastel hair colour. I've currently been every pastel hair colour you can be and every bright hair colour you could be as well, so I thought who else to be better to show you on how to make a pastel hair colour. First things first, before we start any of this, to do a pastel hair colour you're going to need to have bleached your hair or have light enough hair that you're a level 9 or like a really strong level 8. Like, your hair is going to need to be like a really white colour to start with, because if you do a pastel colour on anything that isn't white, it's not going to show up, or it's going to show up but it's going to be very muddy, very disgusting to look at. So you're going to need to have a very bright hair colour, like a bright white or a bright yellow, but something that's very light coloured, something that, like, if I put purple shampoo through it, it would pretty much nearly almost be white. So do you get what I mean? Like a good level 9. That'd be a good starting base to start from. So, you know, once you've got your hair coloured to that base, you're going to need yourself to buy some white conditioner. Now, I use Tesco's Indulgent Conditioner for dry damaged hair. It's 80p, and it's great for mixing colour with, because you're not going to want an expensive conditioner, because if you use an expensive conditioner, you're going to be wasting a lot of it, because this may look like it's enough for, like, my length of hair, like, see all this, but it's not. This would only cover maybe about half the side of my hair, half of my head, maybe. You need about 2 to 3 bottles of this, because you're going to be using a lot of it. But it's 80p, so you're not actually using that much. So just buy lots. What also you'll need is your hair dye. Hair dye to mix it with and dilute with. And my favourites to use are, I'll pick them up and show you. I'm going to show you how to make about 5 colours today, but the rest of it is pretty self-explanatory, so you can play around with it. But I use pots by Riche directions, and they're about £3.99 per pot. I've known places that will do them for £2.99 a pot as well, so I just pick up tons of them, and I've had these for months because I dilute them all, so it's like very easy to do. And today I'm going to be showing you how to make pastel pink, and for pastel pink we're going to be using carnation pink, all by Riche directions, pastel blue, like an icy blue, and that's by Lagoon Blue we're going to use for that. A bubblegum blue colour, which you use turquoise by. A mint colour, and we're using apple green. And a lilac-y colour, which we'll be using violet for. I'm going to show you how to make violet myself, but first I'll show you what the other colours look like, because I've had them pre-mixed, so I can show you like what to expect, blah 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 blah. First off, I'll show you pastel pink and lagoon blue, like the icy blue, and these are the kind of colours. I don't know if you can, if it's picking it up. That's what your bubblegum, no, sorry, confused myself. Your icy blue should look like this, and I get that it looks rather dark, but you can mix it even lighter if you wish. I prefer making my colours more pigmented, because, like, I prefer making my colours more pigmented because then it lasts longer and it will wash out to more pastel colour anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But that's what you're looking for your icy blue. Lagoon blue doesn't really, what I've noticed when you dilute it with conditioner, is it doesn't really go lighter like most colours would. It stays a sort of similar colour, but it will come out lighter. Pastel pink, you should look for that kind of colour, and I use carnation pink for that. And that turns out a lovely, like, soft bubblegummy pink, like a really cotton candy colour. Really pretty. So that's your 2 colours there for your lagoon blue and your carnation pink. And that's for them. Now, if you were going to go for apple green for the mint colour, you're looking for this kind of colour. And that's what you get when you mix that. That's mint, that's apple green, and it's been diluted with conditioner. And it's just very spring greeny kind of. But that will make a mint colour on your hair, and that's what that looks like. And I'm sorry, I've got a cold. I'm totally like sniffling away at you. I've not got a turquoise left in my pot, but I've got an old extension which I used to do bubblegum blue on a lot, and this is the colour that turquoise diluted will give you. Like, it's a very like islandy. It's got green tones and blue tones. It's very, you know, it's totally just. That's what it looks like, which is kind of nice, but you can also make it darker and lighter to your preference, so, like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you how to make a lilac colour, because it's my favourite. What you're going to need is a bowl, but I'm using a paper plate, your colour, and your conditioner, and something to get that out with, so I'm using a spoon. So, right, put that there, and you're going to get your conditioner and squirt however much you need for your head. So like, I'm just going to put that much. So, I'm going to put that much. Can't see it against the white plate, can you? A little bit, there you go. Now you're going to take your dye, and then, that's lilac, that's your purple, and just take just about that much, not even a lot, and mix on the plate or bowl. Bowl's easier, and it should be very dark, but it will lighten up. And I think I've put too much dye in mine, so what I'm going to do to mine is I'm going to add more conditioner. I'm adding that much more because I want a very light colour. And you can just watch it while you're doing it, like just look at what you're making up and then see if it's too dark, if it's too light. If it's too dark, lighten it up with conditioner. If it's too light, add a wee bit more dye in. Just watch it as you go and it will be perfect. And for instance, I think that's pretty close to what I would make for mine if I was doing my lilac hair back again. And you up here, and that's the kind of colour you'd make for lilac. It's a very light purple colour. You can add it lighter and darker, that's what I'm saying though. You don't need to make it specifically as how I'm telling you to make it. Like, you can make it to your own preference and it'll be perfect. Like, just remember the rule though, that the more conditioner you got in, the more pastel it's going to be, whereas the more dye you got in, the more dark and vibrant it will be. Like, I put in probably, I'd say 95% conditioner to 5% dye for when I'm doing my pastel colours, because I like that very airy, quite mystical, like very translucent almost in colour, and that will get you that kind of colour. So that's how you do stuff like that. Riche direction is great for mixing with anyway. Like, as I said, like, they come in these nifty wee pots, and they're $3.99, and you can always like make tons out of like one pot. A good tip to use though, if you're keeping your hair pastel for a long time, is to mix your colour in one of these bottles. Like, for instance, make up your colour in like a bowl so that you've got loads of it, and then just shove it back into your bottle. So that way, like, every time you shampoo your hair, you can just like rinse it off and lather it into your hair, and then like leave it for 5 minutes and your pastel colour will be all fresh and renewed. And that's how to make pastel hair colour, folks. So like, I hope I've explained it rather well. Like, it's not too difficult. I used to do it all the time and it's dead easy, it's dead simple, it's dead fun. Just, that's how you do it. Like, all you need is your conditioner, your hair dye, and something to mix it in it with. And that's you. Like, and you've got pastel hair. But remember, you need to be a level 9 or a really light level 8 blonde, or naturally be really, really, really light blonde before it will take. Because if you don't, it's going to turn up really muddy or discoloured. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching on how to do pastel hair colour, and I hope I helped. Bye.